Welcome back. In this video, Gypsy and I do what we do. Over this video from O'Shea Duke Jackson, New York women are paying men $100 to do this. We're gonna come in with some commentary in a bit, but let's get into it.
Okay, men, black men especially, please answer me this. Why is it that many of y'all refuse to go to curated dating events?
It was a few months ago when I saw this viral video of this 40-year-old lady who was complaining about her dating experience.
If a man wants to take me on a date moving forward, I now require a $100 refundable deposit.
And most of you guys probably saw this in some form because it was really trending. She was saying, listen, you guys are going to have to get me a $100 deposit, refundable, just to date me, because she got tired of guys either canceling, showing up unprepared for the date, or maybe at the end of the date, she may not like you. So she needs to be compensated for her time. Well, my, so much has changed from that time till now, because the New York Times put out a very interesting piece on February 22nd, 2026. It was in the form of a podcast, and the name of this particular piece of content is called "Is the Swipe Era Over?" Now, in this article, it talked about how Tinder revolutionized dating apps. And while this innovation had worked for so many people, some now are looking for a more nuanced way to find love. But in a city like New York, there is a lot of competition. There's a big disparity a lot of times between wealthy people and folks who are poor, many nationalities. There are 5 boroughs. And of course, there are many women looking for men to date. But the problem is that men are not showing up to these dating events. And in certain cases, there are event planners or event hosts charging women $100 to attend dating events while men could attend for free. This pricing mechanism has been used to attract more men and balance attendance. And when this piece of content came out, so many people started to give their opinion.
I could see this more if you live in a very rural area or a suburban area, but when you live somewhere like this and everything is so congested and so public, it's just a bit. Who's paying to go to that? Who?
Now, in my opinion, this is a very interesting take, because she says, listen, if you lived in a rural area, it would make more sense. But there's so many people in New York City, you should be able to find somebody. But just because you have a lot of numbers, it doesn't mean that you're going to have numbers in your favor. As you know, women like what they like, men like what they like, and you have to be what somebody wants. And just because New York has so many things to do, there is also a lot of competition, which also brings up to this point.
So I'm not speaking for myself when I say this, but I don't know a guy in New York that can afford to court, meaning they have the money to go date and do the things. I don't know a single guy in the city that has the money to seriously date and they're exclusively dating one person. The majority of guys that I know, they're either tight financially right now, so they're not really dating, or they have the funds and they're dating all over the place. It's really rare to find a guy that has the financial ability to date and he's like, yeah, I'm trying to settle down.
I have a homeboy who lives in Brooklyn and he makes pretty good money. But he got a Porsche, I don't know why he has a Porsche in New York City, but he makes about $11,000 a month. Take home, it's about $7,000 a month. And, to pay his, 1-bedroom apartment is like $2,000 a month. So you can just see how much money he's spending just on surviving. I mean, obviously he got healthcare, dental, 401k and things like that. And so a lot of guys struggle to come to events because even if it's free, they know their financial situation and it's going to be very difficult to take care of women long term. Some dudes will come and try to clap the first night or the second night. It's a strategy that men are using worldwide. And it's not because they're looking for just one night stands. It's just because they can't maintain this lady. And on the flip side, men who do have a lot of money or who are financially successful don't have a problem finding anybody. They're already dating multiple women as it is, and they have no need to come to these events. And then there's a larger problem.
And the answer is simply, women are lazy daters and they just want to pick and choose from whoever they like. So when you're going to a singles event or speed dating or whatever like that, as a dude, you're going to go there with the same situation that you would go through as if you were on a dating app. Women have a lack of self-awareness. They believe that everybody is ugly unless they are super duper what they want. They're not aware of the fact that they're not attractive or they're average or they can't really pull the guy that they're looking at. So when they see regular guys who are probably on the same level as them, they are looking at them like, I wasted my time coming here. And guys are like, I don't need to come and pay for a single event to feel the same way that I feel if I'm on a dating app. Guys are a little more self-aware than women are, especially when it comes to their attractiveness and who they can and can't pull in the dating, and dating.
Now, this brother makes a lot of sense. I want to give him a shout out. Check him out on TikTok. This brother's name is Sad Man, the Dramatic One. Really, really, really good TikToker. He's building up on some really good points here. One of the first criticisms we have is that women are like lazy daters. And I throw speed dating events here. I'm in East Africa with the Pan-African Dating Show. I could kind of see that, obviously, but culture is everything. Some women are just eyed in on who they want. So you come to a dating event and you'll see a guy who's like 6'2", 6'3", or whatever. And then all the women just kind of flock to this guy. Some of the guys there are just kind of, they're confused looking for the scraps. And a lot of women are not self-aware. That could be true. They could believe that, hey, you're not attractive unless you are 100% of what I want. Women could also look down on regular guys, even though physically the female and the guy are on the same level. So women don't understand that what they're asking for, they are not, right? Women are more likely, according to him, to experience this. On the other hand, and this is 100% true, men are more self-aware about our looks, our finances, and our opportunities. So if we go to a speed dating event and if we pay money, we kind of already know that the same thing that's happening on Tinder or these apps are more likely to happen in person. And Tinder for a lot of guys is brutal. Now, if you go to other parts of the world, like if you come to Africa, especially if you're a black man, Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, you're going to match a lot, the Caribbean. But if you're in these major cities, the UK, New York City, the Los Angeles, you can feel like you're wasting your time, especially when you're paying like $50 a year or $50 a month for Tinder, right? So why are you doing that? Now, here is something I want to push back on when it comes to him. If you do come to a mixer experience, there are some opportunities because typically there are more women than men. So a lot of guys can find success versus going to a regular club night. On a dating app, a woman cannot really tell how tall you are. She cannot tell how good you dress. She cannot tell your vibe, your personality, your comedic flair. She cannot know about a conversation, how you can have it, what your career goals are, what you're doing right now. She may not have given you that opportunity, but that could change in speed dating because you typically get like 1 to 3 minutes to vibe, especially, you have some fun activities there. Drinks are poured out and things, and then a man can be romantic. So I will say if you're looking to go out and deal with women, speed dating events do give you absolutely the best opportunity to do it because you can't really get shot down because you're at the speed dating event. But then he comes up with another point.
So it doesn't benefit dudes to come. If you think that you really, really want to incentivize men to come to speed dating events, you got to make it worth their while. You got to be giving them something that they can get out of it, no matter what they, if they do or don't match up with a girl. You got to, pay them.
If you want these men to come out, you're going to have to incentivize them regardless of the outcome. You got to pay men, right? And then here's the problem that event organizers are going to have. If you're paying these guys to come out, really, they may or may not be interested in getting into long-term relationships with these women or providing for these women. And on the flip side, it's like, hey, we just need more men. Men just come. We don't care. And over the long haul, it affects the brand of the organizer because you're charging women $100 to get in, but the men that they want to see are not going to be there.
They all are.
Well, I'm hearing what he's saying, but then I'm also reading the comments. Like this one says, bro, stop giving the game away. I'm listening for the game that he's giving away.
Well, he is giving the game away. The game.
Wait. Don't say it yet. But then I'm also seeing him say, my bad. And then they say, yo, we already gave away too much to society. Let us hold some of our game in. I'm listening and I don't hear what game he's giving away. That's why I'm playing the whole
I know exactly what game he's giving away. The game of being a loser mooch. Hello. It's like, that's why this stuff doesn't resonate because first of all, you don't hang out with these kind of loser niggas. First of all, that's first and foremost. You don't got a band of losers that you just have a history hanging out with. Them niggas want to fight the niggas you hang out with, okay? Mm-hmm. So these dudes are not your friends. They're your ops. That's for one, okay? And then second, you're not a woman, so you don't run into these kinds of men regularly trying to date you. So,
well, O'Shea Duke Jackson is a self-confessed dusty ninja, yeah.
Right, and you still ain't got no girl, and you went all the way to Africa where you have the prime pickings of the most naturally beautiful black women. In fact, Africa is so diverse that not only do you have the women that are in the country you reside in, you can literally just drive across the border to the next country and a whole different array of black women are there.
And you still in Africa. Yeah.
Thank you. And you've been there for years and you ain't got no girl. So
when you say girl, we mean wife, not just no girl you sleeping with.
You don't got that neither. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't got a permanent woman around you, okay?
Okay.
So sorry to break it to y'all dudes. If you got gray hair coming out your face and you still don't have a permanent woman around you, it's because something about you is off. It's something about you that disqualifies you from the role of head of household.
And it's not money. It's not money.
It got nothing to do with money. Now, these dudes, the game he's giving away is, if you will pay me to come to the mixer, then I'll come. But if you pay me to come to the mixer, then I'm not coming there to meet a woman. I'm coming there to get paid. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So now I've switched roles with these OF girls and become the OF man. It's more of an incentive for me to just show up here and flirt with a bunch of girls than for me to actually find someone who I like and go home with her for good. There's no point in settling down with any of these girls.
No, you just walked in and you didn't hear this part. He said he got a homie that lives in Brooklyn that makes $11,000 a month. His take home is about $7,000 a month after he pays his $2,000 in rent and all that stuff. Yeah, I'm huffing and puffing because I'm like, you bring home $7,000 a month and you still don't got a girl?
Exactly, because it was never about money. So the point I'm trying to make is, these loser dudes, okay, they each have a different problem, but they all collectively make them losers when it comes to the dating market.
Let me throw this out there. With making $11,000 a month, I can afford a whole nother girl, and I'd probably have her in here like that. So I absolutely appreciate when you say you're not like these dudes. They're not giving your game away or their game. They're giving the game of basically being this dude Umar was talking about when he said,
too many black women want a finished product. Black women have to, stay with me. Black women have to stop expecting men to be a finished product. It's harder on us. Help him level up. What? Stay with me. Help him level up and become what you need him to be.
Shut up. That's what I'm saying. Use the type of man who needs the chump change they're giving you at this mixer to make you come out and hang out with me. Use a mooching ass dude. Like, why don't you have a job? Why do you need these guys to give you money? So this little bit of money they're giving you, like us girls, that little bit of money goes a long way to us. That's why we'll come out to stuff like that for the incentive of getting paid, because that's easier than going to work standing in a retail spot for an hour to make the same money I made at this mixer being looked at. You know what I'm saying?
That's the real game right there. I didn't really look at it like that. $300 is a lot of money to a girl. It's easy easier to get it.
It's easier to make that $300 just being pretty than going to work. We're not built for work. That's why it's feminine behavior for a man who's actually built to work to be coming out to this mixer to make $300. You understand what I'm saying? It's stupid, especially in this environment where the point of being here is to find you a mate, a potential mate. The potential mate should be more valuable to you than the money that you're trying to make. You know what I'm saying?
It should be.
Because once you find that girl, you think that girl's gonna say, "Oh, okay, I'll see you later. Have fun at the mixer tonight." No, she's not. He's not gonna be able to tell her, "I'm just going there for the money. You know, I don't want them girls." She's not gonna be okay with it. So now, are you gonna quit because you got a girl now? No, you're not. Because deep down in your heart, you want the money more than you want the girl. You are a mooch. You understand what I'm saying? Something is wrong with you. You want to live on a girl's couch. That's why you still don't got no permanent woman around. Because you don't want to work hard. You don't want to do your part as the man. You don't want to lead the household. You don't want to do any of that. You want to live like a woman lives.
Well, hold on. Well, right quick. Tell me, how does this tie in, this topic here that we're talking about, tie into one or all of your books so far?
How does it tie into it? Because it ties into it because I'm not even talking to these guys. I'm not talking to these types of men in my books. If your intention is just roll around in bed with some random girl and go home, my books will be useless to you. Useless. Just keep doing whatever you're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You don't need my help. That's what you already doing now. Good for you. Have a nice life. Like, that's not what my book is about. I should say books. It's about you going through the journey of trying to lock down a wife, trying to find a woman who wants to be your permanent partner, that wants to stick around. Even if you told her, "I don't want to get legally married," she still won't leave because she don't want to not be around you. That's how much she's devoted. Okay? You're trying to get that girl. So
men think that girl don't exist though.
She does. She's just not at these stupid mixers. That's what I'm trying to say. So if you're the type of dude that would go to this mixer and think you're gonna find you wife material there, already you made a mistake. Already you sparking up the wrong tree. You don't need to do all of that, because who comes to those mixers? A bunch of lonely, single, angry people who live on the internet all day long and don't know how to socialize in real life. They come out to these places hoping that the way they look matching their profile pictures online is somehow going to get me a date. You understand what I'm saying?
So this is an official Dusty Ninja title for a video. New York women are paying men $100 to do this.
They're not. Give me a break. I'm from New York. We're from New York. Give me a break. Ain't no New York women doing this. What are you talking about? You loser women are doing that. It's not a New York thing. It's a loser woman thing. You understand what I mean? Don't I always be saying to you, I know girls who will pay the way of a man just to keep him around. She'll let him drive her car. She'll go use her credit up to get whatever it is that he says he needs.
Well, here's a part of the game that guys didn't know. That's what the hoe is doing for the pimp. She's bribing him to be her man.
Exactly. It's plenty
and
of women.
And a lot of guys don't even know that
are on it like that. The caveat is that she's a loser. You feel me? She is the loser of the women. She's the woman we all, as other women, look down on her. Not because she's doing a bunch of stuff for a man, but because you can't keep a man without doing all of that.
And that's the thing. The hoe, she can't keep a man around because she's been abused. All these dudes have slept with her, and no man wants to lock her down. You can't turn a hoe to a housewife. But the pimp, he prefers a hoe. He's dating her.
Right, so you are going to this mixer thinking you're going to find some permanent fixture woman. Like, your mentality is already wrong. You feel me? So what kind of men are doing that? Men who are horny as hell thinking they're going to get a one-night stand out of it. Men who have no confidence and don't know why any woman would want to date them. So they're going to go to this place that's flooded with women, hoping somebody here. It's like the AO Ma tactic. Let me just scream at every girl that walks by me. If I scream at 50 girls today, maybe one will give me her phone number. That's what these guys are doing. It's just in a confined place. Let me go in here and speed date and spend 2 minutes with a girl who I can't even get to know. This is like ridiculous to me. O'Shea is saying, oh, on the dating app, she can't tell all these things about you, but she can at the mixer where she gets 2 minutes with me. Sir, you clearly have not been around many women.
I think you were saying she can't tell like your height and all.
No, she can. She can tell all of that stuff. Why do you think she's on the app? What do you think she's doing on there? She's lurking. She's looking at your pictures. She's going and looking you up on social media. Oops. Yeah, y'all didn't know that we can look at your Tinder page and try to figure out what your social media page is. She's
studying you.
But that's
an
extra part of the game that they're not giving away, because women are natural detectives.
Absolutely. Our paranoia makes us like this. And then she's talking to you. She's having a conversation with you on this app. What do you think she's asking you? She's asking you, where do you work? How tall are you? She's getting a gist of your humor by the way you're responding to her. She can see.
And then she's kind of like cross-referencing what you say with what she already investigated about you.
Let me see. Yeah, how many kids you got? Then I look on your social and you got a bunch of pictures of you and a bunch of kids, and you telling me you ain't got no kids?
Well, let's go a little bit further. Girl, a part of their investigation is they also investigate who's liking your pictures, what types of friends
who you're friends with, all of that
your
stuff.
Your friend circle,
the people in the pictures with you, they looking at everything, the kind of things you post. They're looking at your posts, sir. Oh, he always be posting on this topic. That gives her an idea of the kind of dude you are. So we can tell a lot about you online. Please stop. These girls live on the internet. You think they live on the internet and they're not experts at knowing what they want to know about dudes based on what they see on their internet profiles?
That's the thing. You as a man, you don't live on the net. You got to go to work.
That's what I'm saying.
You don't got time to live on the net unless you work there.
These men can never give you the girl psychology because they're not women. And even women can't always explain this because we don't understand why we're doing it. We don't study ourselves. We just be doing stuff. I can't tell you why she's doing it, but she's just doing it.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a lie. What are you talking about? She can't tell all these things about. These are the actual things she's looking for about you online that she absolutely can tell. That's what makes her even want to see you in person, sir. All them questions got to be answered first, sir. When I meet you in person, now I'm corroborating the stuff that you're saying. He's funny and witty in this app when he's talking to me, but in person he's real nervous and stutters. That's strange. You understand what I'm saying?
Interesting.
I'm looking for red flags when I see you to see if it matches up what I saw on the internet.
Well, actually, can we put in there, because it seems like women are always looking for red flags, not just on the internet, at all times.
We are, because we're hyper vigilant about not getting harmed, which is the downside of coming from a culture here in America where, and similar cultures to ours, where you are very encouraged and left alone to be sexually active at a young age, to date, to have boyfriends, to flirt with boys. You're left alone to explore sexuality underage.
The way you see fit underage.
Underage. Society here in America will not condemn you because you're 13 and you have a boyfriend, okay? So
it's encouraged, actually.
Yeah, nobody's going to say anything to you. I mean,
just watch the Disney Channel. That's encouraged.
Right. So if you come from this kind of culture where you are left alone to be in adult situations as a child, then once you become an adult, you're still in that childish mindset of all the mistakes you made prior to being at this stage in your life and telling yourself, I have to be super careful with what I say and do around the opposite gender because I made so many mistakes. I fell for so many lies.
And you're just speaking from the female perspective.
Right. So many mistakes and lies. And that stuff got me in trouble. I ended up pregnant at 17. I ended up losing my virginity to a guy who was always cheating on me. Like, your value starts going down, your self-esteem starts to go down, and yes, your self-esteem is directly correlated as a woman to your sex life. So, these girls, that's why you'll see a girl who's extremely beautiful, but she has really crap self-esteem, and you're like, why is she so hard on herself? Because her extreme beauty brought her a lot of sexual attention at a young age when she wasn't ready for it, and some people actually talked her into doing things that she wasn't ready to do. The peer pressure got to her. She did the stuff, and it didn't work out for her. She got thrown in the garbage can. She got played. She got lied to. Girls wanted to jump her and fight her because it turned out this dude was somebody's boyfriend. She's traumatized by the stuff that happened to her thanks to her beauty. So to her, her beauty is just a mask she's wearing.
And you're saying, one, that's why women are hyper vigilant in the first place, and two, you running into an influx of women like that at the these mixers.
Right. So
whoa.
So all they got going for them is their beauty. They know the beauty will get them in the door. You'll get the man's attention with how I look,
But after that, they don't know what else to do. And the dudes that are showing up to these places, if you come in there with this intention, I want to get paid, I want to get laid. If that's your intention when you come to this place, sorry to break it to you, but women are extremely good at picking up vibes from men. So if we catch this vibe on you, it usually doesn't go very well for the man. That's why a lot of these dudes probably leave there unlucky. They don't get no results, because even though the place is flooded with women, you think all these women are here to be your hoe? They're not. They're competing with all the other women that are in here to find them a boyfriend. Because at the end of the day, I don't care how much these fake feminazis rant and rave on the internet about it, you ugly hoes. At the end of the day, if you're a mildly attractive woman and you're under the age of like 35, you're still single, your top priority in life is to find you a man.
So your books are not, quote unquote, we're not necessarily helping dudes get a girl. It's more so helping you keep and understand the girl.
It's both. It's both. It's mainly keeping the girl, because I don't think the kinds of men that gravitate to the stuff I'm talking about are the types of men who have trouble attracting women to themselves.
Yeah, they're not these O'Shea Duke Jackson dudes who are talking about, like the guys in his comments, these self-proclaimed dusty dudes, or even O'Shea's friend in Brooklyn who he said makes $11,000 a month, take home $7,000, and still don't got no girl.
I'm gonna probably end up repeating this in another like podcast that we do, but this point I want to drive home to men who are telling themselves there's no women out here, there's no good women. Most women who are under the age of 35 and single, it's their main priority to get a man. It's a very high priority in their life to get a man. So they're
heterosexual women.
Right. So everywhere they are, outside of their home, they are constantly on the prowl for a man. Okay? They're very hyper aware of the men that are around them and their surroundings. The customers that come into my business every day, the men I work with at this job every day, the guys who I see outside the school waiting for their kids when I go pick up my kids after school. Everywhere they go, inside the gym, the dude who keeps working out in the treadmill near mine, they're always paying attention. You feel me? They're paying attention and scoping out their surroundings to see if there's a dude that catches their fancy and makes them wonder if there was more she could do to get on this guy's radar. And half the time, that guy's not paying any attention to her. He's minding his business. He's doing his shopping. He's going about his routine. He's getting gas. He's dropping his kid off at school. He's not there for you. The men who come to these mixers are there for women. You're here to try to pick up a woman. It's like the women who come to these things, even though they're trying to find them a man, at the same time, because they're going about it this backwards way, they put themselves in a position where now I have to compete with the 35 other girls who are here in real time too. She's not in my imagination. I can see her right next to me, and I'm judging where I fit in the scale of beauty next to all these girls. Okay, so I already, as the woman, have decided this girl over here is the 10, and everyone else is underneath her in whatever order they belong, and I fit right here. I'm a 5, I'm a 4, I'm a 7. You understand what I'm saying? So we already have like this what do you call it, this defeatist mentality as we're going into the thing, right? Because these women who come to these things, they're not coming there with confidence. They're coming them out of desperation. They're coming there out of desperation. You feel me? You're not going there to have fun. You're going there with this nervous energy that you hope you find someone that tickles your fancy and you got somebody who you can talk to when you leave the place.
You're literally at a dating auction.
Kind of, yeah. So it doesn't work to these women's advantage. Back in the day, we were the prize. We were what the guys were chasing. And when they come out to these things, there would usually be more men than women. And the men are competing with each other to get to us women.
The reason that worked out is because it doesn't matter if this girl next to me is a 10. It's 8, 9 different dudes still trying to talk to me.
Thank you. So I have a higher likelihood.
I feel like a 10 anyway.
Right. So I can be more confident that I'm going to find somebody here that I want to talk to after tonight. But in this situation, because it's so dried up in the market for women, it's the opposite way. So when they go into and these women are not used to being in a situation where there's more men coming after them than women. You know what I mean?
That's the main part. You're not used to that. Men, we're used to that. We're used to the odds being against us. We're used to having to work, struggle, strive. We're used to having to be able to talk, move, dance,
Yeah,
finesse.
do more than just be good looking.
Yeah, we gotta do stuff to finesse our way into places, period.
Yeah.
Man, listen, no women involved. I gotta finesse my way into the job. It's 30 other dudes in here they might hire. We're used to doing that. I gotta finesse my way in this kindergarten classroom. So all these other kids in here, the teacher don't even gotta pay attention to me. They don't even gotta give me a ball on the playground. Men, we're used to that.
Right, so the types of women that go to these places, you know, they're going there with this desperate energy of I hope somebody talks to me, right? It always works against these women, though, because there's so many women in here competing for the man's attention, and at the same time, the women have the nerve, because we're fake as hell, and we still belong to a girl cult. You got the nerve to come in here and act like the dude should still be trying to kiss your behind and impress you, even though the odds are against you as the woman.
That's the part right there. So even though this mixer, the women are paying whatever they're paying to be a part of it in the hopes men will come there, they still got this elitist attitude.
They absolutely do. And then because these women are all also leftover women with shallow values, you see as the woman already which guy in this room is the top pick. Like the same way how you rank the girls against yourself when you walk into the room, you're doing the same thing with the men who are in the room. You're telling yourself everyone's going to go after that guy right there because he's the most well-dressed, he's the most confident looking, his vibe is just at the top. You know what I'm saying? He's making the most girls laugh. Whatever it is about that dude, other girls have their eye on him. So now you feel like you got to compete with them to try to get that specific guy. So this is, again, what feeds into every other dude who you talk to all night long. You putting him on this, like, impress me kind of a situation. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
So it's just a waste of time for everybody. And it's like, get out of here. But I'm talking about in real life, the types of dudes who I'm talking about that would be gravitating towards the information that I'm sharing, they're not men that find this as some viable way to meet a woman. It would be too much of a waste of his time. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Like, the kinds of men who I'm talking to are guys who just bump into women in their day-to-day, everyday lives because the women who are trying to find men, this man happens to be on her radar. You feel me?
I do.
When she's scoping him out, she's looking at him going, he's always well-dressed when I see him. He's always smiling when I see him. That man looks like he's happy. He looks like he's got his life together. He looks like he got a destination to be at. He's not just hanging around on the street corner all day long. He looks like some kind of guy who's got a lifestyle he needs to maintain, right?
Yep.
What does he do for a living, I wonder? Who is he living with, I wonder? Is he a father, I wonder? What's going on with that guy, I wonder? What kind of personality does he have? Like, these questions start popping up in your mind, and because you're seeing him in person, you can't go on the internet and look him up and spy all over his social media page, right?
Right.
So guess what? You don't got no choice but to keep doing things in person to get his attention. You're going to keep talking to him. You're going to keep being nice to him. You're going to keep finding reasons to come talk to this dude and put yourself in his line of vision because you're trying to study him more, to like get to know him better, to figure out, am I bugging or is my vibe, my initial instinct about this guy on point? Do I just think he's all that because I think he's physically sexy, or is it because he actually is a good dude for a woman to be around? And half the time when we do this, we be bracing ourselves for the reality of he's probably already taken. So she's going to fish and bait to see if you have a girl someplace. She's going to ask you little questions like, oh, what does your wife think about you doing that? She's going to say, oh, so do the kids, when the kids do this, does the mom say that it's okay? And then the way he answers is going to tell her, he lives with a woman.
First of all, right. Yes, the way you answer as a guy is going to tell her. But this is what I mean. One of your upcoming books, it's giving you the list of things that a lot of us guys, we're not even, I'm talking about the guys who just be running into girls. Just because we be running into girls, that doesn't mean we're well versed in girl speak.
Right. So that's what I mean. This is why I said the guy will almost never know that she's even interested because she's not doing things in an overtly sexual manner to make him think that.
Speaking of that, D-Man Sammy is one of these guys who was talking about y'all ran into this situation, and I skimmed over the comment. He was saying basically, I didn't realize that the girls was doing this. Then I heard what y'all was talking about. I was like, let me just try that. Then he did it. He was like, yo, it 100% was that. That's why I'm saying, us guys who be running into girls, not looking for girls, we just stumbling on girls. Oops, my bad. I didn't even know you was there.
So this is what I mean. If those girls he noticed paying attention to him weren't actually paying any attention to him, and he walked up to them and started talking to them, that's going to throw them off. They're going to look at him like, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? True. They're going to look at him like, well, you better impress me. But because they're paying attention to him first, when he smiles at them, they're going to smile back.
And that's the thing. He noticed, based on listening to you, he's like, I noticed she was paying attention to me.
Right. When he waves, they're going to wave back. When he asks a question, they're going to answer. They're not going to give him this stink, I got a man attitude problem.
And that's what your books help. Like you said, your books help the guy
to decipher between those two situations.
But it's a certain kind of guy. It's not this O'Shea Duke Jackson kind of dude where he like, yo, stop giving all our game away.
That's what I mean. The kind of guy who this works for is the kind of guy who understands the long game, which is eventually find someone who will never leave. She's always around. She's always available. She's always happy to see you. That versus rotating 3, 4, 5 different girls whenever you can fit them in, and they have no care in the world for you. They don't care about you. You're just their walking dildo. They don't care about you.
And this is the thing that a lot of us guys are stuck on.
Yeah, you're her ATM machine. She don't care about you.
I mean, no matter what kind of guy you are, whether it's the O'Shea Duke Jackson kind of guy or the guy who's in it for the long game, girls, like, the money is not making them stay.
Hell no.
Being 6 figures, 6 feet, 6 pack, that's not me. They still be leaving.
You don't need none of that.
I got mad money. She still left. Yo, I'm mad faithful. She still left. Yo, I'm devoted to God. She still left. What is it that I gotta do? And your books are explaining, first and foremost, the girl of your dreams in 30 days, you dreaming about the wrong girl.
Exactly.
That's the biggest part of the problem. She left because she was never the right girl. She looked great. She looks awesome. But that was never the right girl, because that's really why you picked her. Based on her fat booty, based on her big old this, her low, you picked her based on that. So absolutely she gonna go one day. Because what I've come to realize, she understands this is gonna leave one day. My big old booty gonna leave one day. My beauty gonna leave one day.
Not only that, it don't need to leave one day. That's what I'm talking about. Girls are very insecure. My booty can be fat and not leave for 25 years. But the next girl's booty might be bigger than mine. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm getting at.
So I can't compete with every woman out here. If I don't have the confidence to believe in myself and to know why he likes me outside of my body parts, there's no reason for me to stick around long haul, because as soon as some other prettier girl comes along, now I'm paranoid that you like her more than me. Because I don't even know why you like me. All you do is rub on my ass cheeks, tell me how pretty I am, buy me a bunch of clothes, tell me you like my hair. Like, everything you like about me and admire about me is some superficial outward thing that I really can't even help, because I was just born looking like this. I can put makeup on to enhance it a little bit, but the gist of how I look, I can't change it. So now when another girl comes along who's a better model of me, I don't know that you won't just be all interested in this girl now.
And that's why the money don't help. She'll still leave because this heckler in her head is telling her, it don't matter. Because this other girl is a newer version. And that voice, that heckler in her head, is constantly badgering her. Oops, did you get a wrinkle today?
Thank you. That's why your beautiful girlfriend will be mad at you when you're liking pictures of other random girls on the internet. She don't even know these girls. That's not the point. The point is, she don't know why you like her. He likes me because I give him this kind of sex. He likes me because...
Wait. So I'm liking another girl's picture on the internet. My current girl will get mad at me because she don't know why you like me over this girl whose picture you liked on the internet.
I don't know. This girl seems sexier than me. She seems prettier than me. She's got more body parts showing. She's in better shape. She's got longer hair. She's got real hair. She got a better skin tone. I'm looking at all of these physical things and telling myself he likes her because he doesn't like the way I look anymore.
And no matter what I say to my current girl, it's not that, it's this. She won't necessarily believe that. It's because my actions is what she's believing.
Right, words are free. So if I know as a woman that my value to my man is not my looks, and it's not because he depends on me to survive, because he's actually a moocher, like these dudes who are trying to come to this mixer and get paid to be there, if I know he values who I am, he values my opinions, he values the way I'm raising my kids, he values the way I conduct myself outside our home, he values the kind of friend that I am, he values the kind of child that I am to my parents, he thinks it's really awesome that I'm taking care of my parents when they need me. You know, this value system that has nothing to do with how she looks. When her looks fade, she's still gonna be like this. When another woman comes around, she's still gonna be like this. I know why he loves me outside of my looks. So therefore, I have more confidence. When he looks at other women, I don't even care. I don't even get fazed, because I know he's just entertained by the way that she looks. I know why my man likes me, so I'm not competing with this girl, because you gotta be better than me when it comes to all these other situations for him to think you're somebody he should be paying any attention to. You see what I'm saying?
Interesting. Very,
That's
very
the
interesting.
difference. That's the difference. So the guys who are looking at the girl saying, I want a girl to feel like that about me, those are the guys who are going to gravitate towards what I'm talking about and the tips that I'm sharing and the mentality of women that I'm decoding for them. Because when they run into that girl, they're not going to know right away that she's that girl. Women are subtle. Women don't know how to date. We don't know how to figure out which dude is what, and we don't really know. That's why we're so paranoid. That's why we shit test you guys, because I don't know how to figure this out.
Well, here's
all the other dudes I dealt with before you turned out to be duds.
Here's another aspect. Once you, as the guy, kind of figure out, she has these attributes and this and this and this and that, she's still, it's like now you got to get her to the point where she's not trying to run away because she's so scared. I don't know if this is even real. She might try to run off. After the date, after you've been talking to her for a couple months and you like, I think she might be okay. You convincing her to not run is the next step.
Right, her paranoia is going to get to her and just constantly.
And when I say, because I know a lot of dudes, if I got to convince her to not run, she ain't the one. That's not true.
Okay,
dummy.
but this is the thing.
Listen, because I had to convince you to not run.
But the word convince makes it sound like he's begging her. That's why these guys will be like, I'm not trying to convince somebody of nothing. That's not how you convince a girl.
No. Let me tell the quick little minute and a half story. I convinced you by saying, listen, I'm 33 right now. You're 23. You could have a relationship with me. We have 2 kids, whatever like that. And I said we'd be together for like 3 or 4 years and not work. And you still be less than 30 years old. I don't got time to play like that.
Right.
That right there, nobody will say, it's only he begging. That right there was an ultimatum. That's first of all. You were smart enough to say, wait a minute, this grown man do not got time to be playing around.
Right, so I need to make up my mind. Am I going to actually try, or am I going to excuse myself from his life? Because I don't want to be wasting his time just because I don't know what I'm doing.
But here's the thing. Like I be saying in my videos, it don't matter what you wanted. I'm not going to waste my time. So when I said that, I absolutely had it made up in my mind. I'm going off someplace else. I'm not doing this with this girl. I got other stuff to do.
And that's another thing. When you tell me these things, I don't look at you and go, he bluffing. He don't mean that. He'll be bad. I don't look at you that way, which I have looked at men that way in the past who talk like that. And then when I say, okay, well then go on about your business, they don't go on about their business. They keep sticking around trying to beg me to take them serious, right? So I already had that experience when I was dealing with those guys, and then I ran into you. But with you, I knew you weren't joking. You're not trying to see what I'm going to do next. You actually mean it. Like, if I decide, okay, well, I'm going to excuse myself, he's never going to call me again. He's not going to deal with me.
That's what I mean by convince. Maybe
He'll move on to the next girl.
I did use the wrong word because convince does have a simp connotation attached to it. But that's why I had to tell the minute and a half story, because it wasn't about convincing you. It was like letting you know why I'm coming off like this.
Right. What that is actually setting a standard and a boundary where you're letting the girl know, I'm this kind of man, and I'm looking for someone who's going to fit themselves into my life. If you're not willing to do that or ready to do that, I understand, no hard feelings, but I don't want to keep wasting time with you, because us keep going out on dates, getting closer, spending time, being around each other's kids. This is going to end up being a big waste later on when you decide finally, okay, well, yeah, I was just playing the whole time anyways.
Now listen, what I want you to do in one of your other upcoming books, I want you to come up with not pickup lines, ultimatum lines, where once you've deciphered where you are with this girl, you trying to take it to the next step. The next step is, now I know, we're kind of like in this thing and we're doing this thing. But she not gonna give you no ultimatum. She'll just play along as long as you play along. For example, you wanted to, well, I got to get this straight and I got to get that right and I got to do this in the back end of my life and I got to do that. So that's why when I said to you, yo, we should probably take things a little bit more serious. Keep in mind, you was complaining about your whole life and I ain't saying nothing about my life. That's what made me say, well, we should probably take things a little bit more serious.
And these things are distractions for the woman.
But wait, listen. So you had all that stuff in the background that you knew. I got to take care of this, that. I got to handle that first, and then this. But that was why you said to me, nah, I don't really want to go no further. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, it didn't have nothing to do with you.
Right, but us as men, we don't perceive it like that. I'm asking you, do you want to do this? I don't know what you got going on in the background, and that's why you're saying no.
Yeah.
All I'm hearing is no. So no, since no means no, stop trying to take her bra off. Now it's time to go someplace else. Because there's other bras in other houses that are willing to be taken off. That's the way us guys who just be stumbling into girls be doing it. I could go to the gas station today and run into a girl that's laughing and this and this and that, and I just get her number. Why am I sitting over here fumbling with you and you telling me no, don't take off your bra? No shame, no diss, I'm not shaming you. You don't want your bra off? No doubt. I gotta go. See what I'm saying? So we need these ultimatum lines that you can give to a girl, different ultimatum lines.
Well, I don't think there are any ultimatum lines.
Listen, that aren't necessarily like when I said I had to convince you. You don't want to say it like you're convincing, begging. You don't want to say it like.
There's no specific lines that you can give to women. It's all gonna be tailored to what kind of person you are and the lifestyle you're living and the kind of person she is. The lines I'm giving you ain't gonna work on every woman who you run into that you like.
Wait. That's why it's a book of just I'm workshopping this as I'm going. That's why I'm saying it's a book of lines, and you can go through what you figure out what type of girl you're dealing with. You read through and figure out, well, this is the type of line that I can use. This is the type of situation I'm in. Almost like a codex. This type of girl, this type of situation, this type of setting.
I might incorporate that into like a chapter or two of a book about something else in scale, but I don't know that I can give you a whole book of a bunch of lines.
Not a whole book, because I know us men, we compare experiences and knowledge, we swap stories, and we like
I can give you scenarios that might possibly fit the kind of scenario you find yourself in, examples, but I mean, that's the best I can do because it really is tailored to you and the person. It's different for everybody.
Each individual man reading the book will tailor the things in the book to his situation, is what I'm trying to say. Because even that part of, well, there's so many parts, but let me just think of one part. One part about the girl doing all of this reconnaissance work at the mixer or on the Tinder date. She's already doing all of this research, looking at my Tinder page, going and looking at my social media, then looking at the people, that pictures I'm liking, the people who like my pictures.
Put it like this in a nutshell.
What I'm trying to say is, I know when you told me that, I didn't believe it. I'm like, nah, girls don't do all of that. And then you pointed it out. That's what I'm saying. There's things like that us guys, we're not even...
Right, but that's a general thing. That's what I'm saying. That's a general thing. I can give you the generalities. I can't give you very specific things when it comes to certain topics. Some things I can, but some things I can't. It depends on the situation that you're in. So my point is, you have to have a standard. That was your standard. Your standard was, I ain't about to play around with you for 3 to 5 years. That was your standard. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not out here just trying to play around, even though before you met me you told yourself, I'm gonna rotate 3 girls a week. But when you ran into me, whatever traits about me you liked, you wanted to keep it in your life. So when you said, I don't got time to be playing around with you like that, I had to take you seriously. You understand what I'm saying? Same thing with these dudes. Each man has his own different standard. His standard, he might have 3 to 5 years of just playing around with a girl. He might be in his early 20s when he meets the girl. You understand what I'm saying?
True. Yep.
So his ultimatum is going to look different than another man's. But in his case, perhaps his ultimatum is, I'm not leaving this town that I'm living in. I don't want to move anywhere else. So if you're the person who wants to relocate, I ain't the person for you, because we going to end up coming to an impasse. You understand what I'm saying?
I do.
He might tell her up front, listen, I'm not trying to have kids before we've been together for 3 years. So don't try to trap me with a baby, because it's not going to work. You feel me?
I do.
It could be so many different things. This man has a life goal for himself, and he may feel like, I don't want to waver from this thing for a woman. For example, this girl is a Catholic, and he's freaking Hindu, and he's like, I'm not changing my religion for you. So you can pray to Jesus all you want, but I'm never going to go to church with you. I'm never going to listen to a Bible study. I don't want to hear you talk about Jesus around me. We can continue with our relationship if you're okay with that. But if not, then I just got to go find me somebody else. Like, it's no hard feelings. It's just I don't want this to get in the way of our communication. You understand what I'm saying?
I got 100%.
So she has to decide if this ultimatum he's giving her is worth her sticking around, or let me move on with my... And when she says, you know what, you're right, I need to go find me a Catholic dude. Nice knowing you. It could have maybe went somewhere, but I guess we'll never know. He can't then be like, okay, but hold on, what if I just come to church with you on holidays? Like, you can't waver from your stance to get this girl to negotiate with you to stick around longer. You got to be ready to say, okay, nice knowing you, didn't work out, bye, no hard feelings. You understand what I'm saying?
Dope.
The boom,